All right, Monday, we welcome you inside the Postgame podcast with Al and Jerry. Al, what is happening?
Oh, hi there, Jerry. So I've been using this AI situation. When I'm using it like Google,
Hmm.
that's all I'm doing with it.
Right.
And I realized like we had the internet was working great. Like like I'm using this AI to ask the same questions I used to ask Google.
Sure.
Like I might say, how long can I expect my Subaru to last
Yeah.
for? It would gives me a nice, concise
Yeah.
answer with all these things. I might say, "What's the best way to cook a salmon?" Brings up all these things
Yeah.
step by step. We used to just get that on the internet,
Correct.
but then they ruined the internet by making it impossible to click on websites, and the websites are just pop-up ads. It's a disaster.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. I noticed you got to look for the little AD in the shaded corner to see if you're clicking on an ad or you're actually clicking on a website.
Oh yeah, because
Which
the other
stinks.
thing, right? When instead of googling something, like you would Google something, you get all sponsored
Hmm. Yeah.
things first.
Yep.
So now,
Sometimes it's the whole first page now.
yeah, sometimes the whole first
Yeah.
page. So now I just go to I use Grok,
Hmm.
but they're all good. Google even has one called Gemini.
Hmm. It's fine.
Google Gemini.
Yeah.
It's great. They're going to ruin that too because
Probably.
we actually had, and I know people use AI for much more detailed tasks,
Hmm.
but for people that aren't needing detailed tasks, it is much better than using Google now.
Yeah.
But my fear is now they just ruin this at some
Probably.
point because, like, I was just thinking back, like the internet was so good. We really had the internet. It's impossible to go to the internet now. Like any website that I'll even see, like, and I actually wrote to. We have Barrett Sports Media.
Yes.
It's very inside
Mhm.
radio. It's
Yes.
it's sports radio newsletter.
It's an industry website.
It's an industry website. And the guy sends every day two different.
I know. Since when did he start doing a morning and a night
He
one?
does a morning and a night with articles about
Yeah.
sports radio, and it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And there's so many times I see something like, oh, I'm interested in this, and I click on it. It's impossible to read.
Mm.
Impossible. To which I screen grabbed what I saw and I sent it to him. I go, whoa, what's going on?
Now, is that an ad or a paywall?
No, it's just ads
It's just
on the
ads
website.
everywhere?
Yeah.
What? How did he reply? Because he's pretty attentive.
He
usually.
did. He said, "Oh, I didn't realize it looked like that." I mean, it looks terrible. I mean, in all honesty, our own company's website. Try clicking. Like you get a pop up video, a pop up ad, a pop up thing. Hey, can I have your emails? It is impossible.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Here's the problem: is and the newspapers were part of this.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to get it back, and it's too late. When the internet came out, the internet was a free. It was free. Everything you
Yes.
did was free. Now everything is all right. We're going to charge you.
Yeah, but I also don't think like how much money because pop up ads we know don't work.
Right.
How much money could a place really be getting
I don't know.
for all those pop up
I
ads?
have no. And how about
can't
the
be.
really goofy ones? Because some of them are clickbait ones that are
Yeah.
just so stupid. Like why anybody would click on it, I don't know. But they got to be getting something for it.
I know, but my point is you must be getting something correct. But is it worth pissing off your audience?
No, I would think it's not.
Because there's another, like I always talk about the Asbury Park Press, which
Yes.
is a local newspaper that I want to like. They make it impossible. Now they send out an email every morning, the morning briefing.
I get that.
Okay.
I get that.
The first thing is a headline of the top story.
Mhm.
The second one looks like a news story. It's about
It's an
what
ad.
Nostradamus predicts for the future. That's not a news story. It's an ad.
Yeah.
You're making it look like a news story. Now you look fugazi. Your first story is a real story. Your second story is about Nostradamus.
There's your clickbait, though,
Come on, man.
because they get paid by the click.
Right, but again, and this is what no one can tell me. What are you getting paid to run that Nostradamus ad?
Well, wouldn't our guys here know that?
No, I've asked.
Really?
They won't tell me.
Okay.
They just won't tell. I mean, unless I haven't gotten to I probably have to go high up, and they're
Interesting.
not going to tell me.
Yeah, I don't know the answer either. I have no idea.
I asked the Barrett Sports Media guy.
Mm-hmm.
I go, what are you even getting for these? He did not. When he responded back, he did not respond to that. But I would love to know, like, what are you getting for that?
I don't know. Because I always thought it was per click.
Yeah.
Which, as you point out, is it enough money to annoy people that aren't going to want to go back to you?
Right.
And that's a fine line that you have to balance.
Even when I want to go make a purchase of something online,
Mm-hmm.
I go to like the jeans, a jeans place. I want to buy jeans. I go on there. I go, okay, jeans. Before I could click anything, a big thing come up. Did you want 15% off your first jeans?
Give us your email address.
I don't know yet. I want to look at my jeans.
Well, how about before you even get to the jeans, when you just log on to the website, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
10% off. And then I like this one when I'm like, no, thank you. Then another pop-up comes up. Oh, so you don't want to save money?
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to give you my email address if I'm not sure if I want to get anything.
Correct. Why not? Right. How about when I first sign up, give me 10% off?
Or how about when you're in the cart?
Yes.
If you put something in the cart, fine. On your way out, that's okay. But stop with the pop-ups.
And even that is just like, I go to a website. We use cookies. Do you like cookies? Can I get you to agree to cookies? Cookies. Okay. I'll take your cookies.
I know.
Did you want 15%? No. Can we have your email anyway? We have really great deals. No, you can't.
Yeah, I know.
They've made it so difficult to use the internet that now this AI looks like people are, this is so amazing. Well, we had this already, but you ruined it.
Yeah.
And you're going to ruin this too.
Soon it'll be Gemini, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. And then you'll get before you can start asking your question, you'll hear a Michelob Ultra ad. It's true.
Or it'll answer my question. I'd be like, how many miles can I expect to get on my Subaru? Great question. I'm here enjoying a Michelob Ultra, but let me tell you.
Yeah.
I think you could get 300,000 miles.
By the way, creative way to sell an ad right there.
Yeah.
That's
it's just so annoying. Annoying.
I hear you.
And I used to love just surfing the internet. Now we look at social media because the internet itself, they've made it so it's not easy to do.
Have you ever sat in front of your computer and you got Google up? It's like you have the whole world at your fingertips and you have like no idea of what you should search or look for.
What should I look for? Yeah.
Yes.
But that's like with the AI thing now. When here at work, I have it just open because things pop up and I could ask it really quick questions. I get answers immediately.
Really quickly.
And so when I randomly have things in my head, I'll just type them in there. And it's nice. It's nice to have a random thought and have an answer.
It's funny how I've been here so long, as you have too now at this point, that I go back to the day of a caller calling up and asking, let's say, a baseball question to Mike and Chris, and Russo asking the producer to go out into the newsroom and get the baseball encyclopedia and then run it in while the guy's still on the phone, and then him thumbing through the baseball encyclopedia so he could get the answer. It'd take like 8 minutes, but that's what we did. And now we're at a point where you say, as the producer, if I ask you or someone asks you in the talk back, hey, can you check this out for me? You can have an answer within 8 seconds, maybe sooner.
Yeah.
It's crazy, the change.
Yeah. So it's really great. I mean, I'm waiting for it because there are some, I don't listen to or watch a lot of podcasts, but I watch sometimes Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
I watch sometimes Theo Vaughn, and both of those guys have producers that will pop up things they look up on the internet.
Sure.
But they're all still using Google. I'm waiting for the day it switches over to,
and you'll see it much faster answer.
Yeah, where they have it up there on the screen as using the AI model instead, or interface instead.
I would say for me, YouTube has become more of a search engine because if I'm going to Google something for instructions, I actually go to YouTube instead now. And I know sometimes it might take a little extra, but with the pausing and rewinding, sometimes I just like to see it and have an understanding of what I'm doing, whether it's changing a headlight on a different car I've never changed a headlight on, or maybe it's like I need to put up a new blink camera or whatever. There's a video for everything.
Yeah. It's tough though finding the good one.
Sometimes.
Because one will be like, here's how you change out the headlight on your car. It's 38 seconds long. You're like, well, and then all of a sudden you click the video, the guy has the entire headlight taken apart. And other times it's like, how to change the headlight? 34 minutes.
Yeah. To me, there's a balance there again, where if you're looking for a video to do something, I see it's 26 seconds. I'm probably not going to click on it. And I ain't clicking on it if it's 30 minutes.
Right.
But I would say I've hit those more than I've missed them.
Yeah.
Especially cooking. I find if I'm looking, I don't cook. My wife cooks most of the nights, but some nights I still do it. And if I'm like, what am I going to make? Sometimes I will put into Google, give me a healthy chicken dish or whatever. And like 100 thousands of things pop up. And it pretty good. It's really pretty good.
Yeah. But those things though, too, when you click on them, it's those websites that have these recipes are an absolute
They can be.
disaster to. It's not user friendly.
Well, if it's the website, but sometimes that YouTube video can just be
the YouTube, yeah.
It's just a 4-minute video, and they'll put up right in the first page the ingredients you need right there. So you pause it, you grab the ingredients, and then they go right into it. Sometimes they talk too much, no doubt, but sometimes they go right into it. It's pretty good.
The worst is when you're trying to figure something out and then you click on a video that's supposed to help you and the item is still in the box and you're like, oh no, this guy's going to slowly unbox this.
Start to finish.
Like, come on, bro.
I know. You're
That's
right.
when you got to go fast forward.
You are right. I like the videos where you can fast forward and see what they're talking about at the time. They're like little chapters.
Yes.
That to me is phenomenal.
Yeah. The chapters are really great.
Especially when, when I used to do that, I was like, oh man, I'm going to do this, but maybe they're not going to get credit for the view. Then I find out when you watch something for 30 seconds, they get credit. So why wouldn't you do that? They don't care if you watch the whole thing. Just watch 30 seconds.
Yeah. But then some of them, I was told like you need to get past 8 minutes before you could get an ad.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. But it's just like there's all these.
A lot of rules.
It's just so funny sometimes to see this stuff and how long certain things are. And then so many people on YouTube, they do something for 30 days. And then they're going to tell
challenges,
you
mean?
Yeah, like I put a peanut in my butt every morning for 30 days.
Did you find that the butt was loosened up, Al?
It's like everything. I took an ice cold shower at 6 a.m. every day for 30 days.
Here are my results.
Yeah, here are my results, and it's 40 minutes long.
The one I do like, and a lot of people do this, is I quit sugar for 10 straight days. I enjoy those.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
There's so many of them.
Oh, and it's funny you bring that up because this morning I was going to take a screenshot of it, but then I had to come in here. It was like, I noticed it was like, whatever, 5:57.
Yeah.
And you talk about the confusion on YouTube. So side by side was a guy with his keto diet and no to low carbs, all that. Right next to it was a guy that had a crazy face that said, carbs are your friend, not the enemy. Eat more carbs. Like right next to one another. Like what in the hell?
Yeah. And I want this YouTube video titled, Al put a peanut in his butt for 30 days. Here's what happened.
We could do that. I mean,
that will get big numbers.
Quite frankly, I think we mistitled the thong one and the micro penis video last week.
Al has a micro penis. Title. Please do not title it that.
Well, you just said it.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that.
No, just so sometimes like anything where people can just post things with no there's nobody saying you can't do this or can't. There's
like no gatekeeper.
No gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No gatekeeper. You're gonna have to weed through a lot of crap.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Absolute disaster.
And YouTube has become that because there are this whole being a YouTuber thing. Now everybody wants to be a YouTuber and make money, which is, it's great if you do and you can cut through, but good luck.
Yes, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck cutting through. Very difficult.
Not easy.
So, are you familiar with the story of it was a biblical story, the Tower of Babel?
No. Could I tell you about it? No. Have I heard of it? Yes.
Well, and by Google, I had to put it into the AI.
I understand.
Because I know like you can learn a language using Babel.
Right.
So I knew Babel had something to do with it. So I'm not going to get this exactly right, but the Tower of Babel, supposedly, this is a religious thing in the Bible. And this is my interpretation of it, that everyone at one point spoke the same language.
Makes sense.
And all the people got together like, what if we build this giant Tower of Babel and we'll build it all the way to heaven? Nothing can stop us. And God was like, I don't like all these people speaking the same language. They got all kind of gang up and do whatever the hell they want. He didn't use those terms. So that's why he scattered people around the earth and gave them different languages so that we couldn't all come to one place, team up and do something crazy. Tower of Babel. So people have different languages. So I may not understand you. You may not understand me and all stuff. But that got me thinking of, it feels like the Democrat Republican thing is like Tower of Babel. And the way social media uses it. So one person may see all liberal leaning things. That's their Tower of Babel.
Sure.
Someone else may see all Republican conservative things. And it's like two different languages.
Yeah.
and we can't come together.
There's no common ground.
You're right.
Yeah.
But is that good? Or like if we all came together, will we build a giant Tower of Babel
No.
to heaven and take over?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember, and I wasn't into politics as a kid, but I don't remember politics being this bad.
But do you think it is social media, the fact that people just battle all day long?
I think social media is not only in politics, just in society, in sports. I see things, and I've said this 100 times. I'm clearly still on Twitter, but I'm not on it very often because I don't want to see it anymore. Whether it's, the backlash from the Rutgers fans on because the team, didn't win 25 games this year, and they're probably not going to the NCAA tournament, barring a big run. Some of the things that are written are vile. And it's like, guys, I understand it was disappointing. They're still 18 to 22-year-old kids, and you're just trashing them publicly. Could you imagine whether it is Nancy Pelosi or Donald Trump or Trump Jr. or JD Vance or Tim Walz, could you imagine what their mentions look like on social media? It's just a vile place to be. That's why, who was the golfer? We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
700,000 followers. And he said it's just a sick place. It is. And there's no accountability unless Elon Musk shuts you down or you're basically throwing F-bombs at people where you might get flagged. Just do what you want. Say what you want. I had a guy yesterday come up to me, and I know he has been a harsh critic of Rutgers this year. And he's like, have you been, reading what no. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I shut you down 4 months ago. And he's like, well, why? I'm like, because I think what you are posting is wrong and rude. You would have thought I broke his heart, but it's like, and he didn't, like, to him, he's got the right to say what he wants. Fine. I don't have to read it though or listen to it.
Right. You have the right also not to.
It's a crappy place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wild place.
And it can piss you off.
Yes.
It can put you in a horrible frame of mind. And I don't need it. Like Saturday, I woke up Saturday. I had a couple of things I had to do around the house. I went and played golf with my son, went out to dinner with my wife and both boys, went home, watched TV, went to bed. I didn't open up Twitter once on Saturday. I could have got pissed off if I was looking at Twitter all day.
It's also funny when people respond to someone that has so many followers, whether that be the president, whether it be Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, whoever. Sure. And they'll respond to them like they have 40 million followers.
Yeah.
Do you think they're scrolling through their mentions? Like the fact that you went at them, like there's no way they're seeing them.
Maybe not, but they're seeing something because we have seen enough people with large followings quit. We have seen pro athletes that have 1 million followers quit, the platform.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you. Are they seeing it? Most likely not. Are they seeing some stuff? Yes. But the chances that they're seeing yours are minuscule.
And I also wonder too, like when you're watching a YouTube video, do you ever read the comments while you're watching a video?
The only comments I read sometimes, and only because they are funny, is when Mike McDaniel speaks, the Dolphins head coach. And for whatever reason, those comments are scrolling on the right side. I guess a lot of press conferences, they do that. The comments are, some are funny, some are just brutal. But no, for the most part, I don't read the comments. No.
I find myself reading comments sometimes. Okay. And other times I start to think like all these people, like you could see a video might have like 5,000 comments on it. Like these people are typing out their comments. Do you think people are? Yeah, to who?
I don't know. I do not
know.
The
person who posted the video most likely is not reading them.
No, probably not. But we had the meeting with Jason, and I've seen some other people say this too. I think even Bob Does Sports said it on one of their videos. Subscribe, but also please comment because YouTube likes comments now. What does that mean?
Oh, to boost you up in the algorithms, that sort of thing.
I mean, so many rules.
Weird. Yeah, that's what they say even with podcasts, right? So,
oh, really?
So the podcasts that get when people always say, "Oh, give us 5 stars and comment," because then it like boosts you up.
No kidding.
Which is how like Jason Kelsey's wife has the #1 podcast because it was a new podcast. She's getting new subscribers,
right,
and people are commenting.
She doesn't have the most listeners or viewers, but
in this instance, she just started. She's getting new listeners. She's getting comments. She's now #1.
Got it.
Doesn't mean she outsurpassed anybody else on that list.
Right.
But in the way that they like to get you to engage with the content,
Got it.
they boost it for you.
Understood.
I saw this. I saw it. I was out to dinner twice. At like breakfast once and dinner once.
Okay.
And in one instance, there was a table full of adults and a small child.
Okay.
And this child was watching a screen the entire
Tablet.
time.
Yep.
The entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It was very well behaved, and I was just and part of it was sad to me. I was like, this kid is just locked in on that tablet.
Yep.
And then at breakfast the next day, there was a kid, similar situation. That kid had 3 different books. I thought that kid with the books is in better shape.
You would think. I say this to my wife all the time.
Yeah.
Why does it, and she doesn't have an answer. Why does it bother me when if I'm on a train, a plane, wherever it might be, a waiting room, it annoys me when everyone can't wait to get to their phone.
Yeah.
But yet if everyone was reading a newspaper or a magazine, I wouldn't, it makes that's okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I think the difference is it's intentional if you're going to read the newspaper or you're going to read a magazine. You're doing something intentional. I want to read this magazine. When you go on your phone, you're just scrolling to kill time. Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. I will tell you the tablet thing, and I am not judging any parent out there because everyone's parenting is different. Their kids' behavior is different. So you do what works for you. I'm not giving anybody any advice, but we made a conscious decision, especially when iPads became a thing and tablets became a thing. When we go out for 50 minutes, especially when you're going to the places, you're going to the Applebee's and places like with young kids, you're not going to sit there and stare at a screen. Give us your attention for 50 minutes. That's it. And then, of course, in some of the places, they started putting tablets on the table.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we would sit down and I would turn it towards the window or away from us because it annoyed me that my kids would want to not engage and just sit there and do that. But I do understand situations are different and I get it. But it's weird.
Yeah. Maybe this couple that was with the baby don't go out very often, and they had to have it was going to be a real conversation with these other adults.
Totally
They're like,
understand.
you know what, this one night I'm giving this kid this iPad,
and that's why I would never judge anybody.
Yeah.
You don't know their circumstance. I just know that we made a point that's the one. Even we're at dinner now, like put the phones away. It's like it's not that long, and my kids are pretty good about it. But yeah, no, it's I always, and I've said this to you too. What I've started to see, which is really nuts, are the parents on the phones and the kids not.
Yes.
Like, guys, come on. Like you have nothing to say to each other, nothing.
Yeah, it's really funny when you see a couple in their 60s.
Oh yeah,
both on the phone.
Yeah, I know.
They're
It's become a
sitting
way
there.
of life. It's
That's
sad.
wild. Like, they got you.
They got you all right.
They got you.
Addicted beyond addicted.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help too that like when we play, so Friday and Saturday, I played golf with my son, as I told you. Back in the day, you would have the scorecard in your pocket, or if you were taking a card, it would be in the steering wheel. You had your pencil, and you would keep score. And if you needed distances, all you did was look for the yardage markers on the fairway, and then you would step off to have an idea. Now, to where even when you're playing golf, the phone's out constantly, and not in a way to be distracted, but there's a GPS with the golf course on your phone. It keeps score, gives you an accurate satellite image of the course and the distance. So even when you're out playing golf, you're still on your phone.
Yeah.
That's really cool, but you're still on your phone.
Yep. Right. You're still attached to your phone.
It's wild.
Really strange.
And that ain't going back. That's only going to get worse.
Correct.
It's only going to. I'll give you one real quick before we go. And this annoyed me too. A little awkward. Guys that go to urinals on their phone. It's one thing if you're in your own home. It's one thing even at work, I suppose. But in a public place, when people are waiting to use the urinal at a sporting event, let's say like yesterday, and a guy's sitting there on his phone, I don't know if he's peeing, if he's reading, if he's staring at boobs. I don't know what he's doing, but he's sitting there with this here, his other hand down there, and it's like, guy, let's go. And I think he's distracted because he's watching the phone.
Right. Well, I can't pee, Jerry. I'm watching this video.
And then the guy walks out without washing his hands.
Well, he's got his phone in the one hand. And
but not his left hand.
Right.
Gross.
You people are gross.
Gross.
All right, Jared, let's do the warm-up show.
Remember, Jason, Al did a 30-day challenge with a peanut in his butt. See the results. That's the title of this one.
I didn't do it yet. I'm thinking of doing it.
Perfect.
As I heard all these videos do very well.
While wearing a thong.
Correct. We're all here tomorrow. Regular
We
show. Regular
we
show
are.
tomorrow. Boomer, Geo, me and you,
Yes.
Eddie. We'll take it one day at a
One
time,
day
Jerry.
at a time.
Until then, you'll enjoy this warm-up program.
Right.
So